Good evening. Welcome back to the Sports Twins. Long time no see. Myself and Steve back here with you, going through another review from the weekend gone. So we start with our football, Steve, and just Manchester United beating Everton.
Yeah,
Talk to me.
we're kind of saying that, alright, that probably won't get a result there, but Pickford had a great game, kept us in it.
Great game. First half was
We
exceptional.
looked terrible though, to be fair. I didn't think we showed
You
up.
didn't look like you had a lot going on up
No,
front again.
and we didn't even hold the ball well, or we didn't show any threat really. But like Sims showed a small bit at times, but we were a bit. We could do with DCL back, and he's back full train this week.
For some reason in the first half they seemed to keep going through one-on-one with Pickford. Like
Yeah,
I couldn't understand why that was. Like
We should know shape. Like there was no.
well, there was shape, but it was at the back there.
That's what I'm saying. There was gaps though.
Oh, I remember now.
We had gaps in fairness.
Godfrey was left back as
Yeah,
well.
exactly. That's.
He shuffled his old position.
He actually changed him at half time and made it a bit more solid.
Like you often debated, like you said that he should be maybe a defensive midfielder even.
Yeah, he played there with Shrewsbury on loan, defensive midfield. So
Yeah.
I think he's probably more suited in one way. But the one thing about defensive midfield, you have to have really tidy feet. But he's a great athlete. He's a big athlete. He's got pace. He's got power. He has a lot of good things, but he's just not
That positional sense, like
really.
at the minute.
No, in fairness, this weekend he might be getting a go at right back. So we'll see how he gets on there. He'll be better right back than left, obviously, because he's right-footed, I'd imagine. But we'll see how it goes.
Again,
He's a decent centre back. He's a decent centre back, but gets caught again with his position at times. I don't know when he'll learn that as he gets older, like. But and Deutsch, in fairness, is a good coach to have overview of.
Very
if
true.
You want to learn how to be
a centre back.
And he's good players to even
Very
learn
true.
off of there between Michael Keane and Tarkowski
Yeah.
of how to play to Sean Deutsch's style. So hopefully he'll get a go eventually there, because see, there is a player there. It's just hard to. It's like one of those guys you're trying to find his best position, and he might even be like in a 3-man midfield, just being off the defensive midfielder, that he could just do a lot of running, a lot of covering the ground. But he's probably not good enough going forward. But we'll see.
I feel like, I look at the likes of Gattuso back in the day, and he wasn't the most fantastic footballer.
But he used to be able to do what he needed to do on the ball, you know.
But I think, could Godfrey not get there?
Surely. That's why. Well,
I like him as a defensive. I like the option as a defensive midfielder.
I definitely try him for a bit.
Positional thing.
Yeah.
Like he could
You're
put
not
out
going to get
fires.
caught too bad
No,
there.
no,
Position it like you can't.
Especially if you've the likes of him and Gannon midfield. Two
Yeah.
fire extinguishers basically going around the place.
And you might be even missing Gannon even next year for a bit, because he's on his final year of his contract. He's getting older. He might go through a few injuries, so it's definitely a position he'll have to look at. And I'd imagine that'd be one of his options.
But like we said, an expected defeat, and that's what it was. And United got the better of him on the day, and United are going fairly well. We saw a Europa game last night.
Fairly well, like Poor Harry Maguire again is.
Yeah.
He just had terrible luck with him, like terrible luck.
Murphy's Law. Basically, what can go wrong with for him?
It's crazy. It is.
Especially when you consider he's not that player with England.
No, he's a great player with England.
He's pretty solid even.
He did himself. He's like on the shop window there over the World Cup. He did himself no harm.
No.
So I don't know. There's definitely going to be offers in for him. He should leave though. I think he should get out there really.
At this point.
Like
there's too much of a.
In fairness, like fair play to him if he could turn around.
It'd be unbelievable.
It'd be great. Like
be unbelievable. We'll see.
See how it goes. I like Martinez with United though.
Yeah,
so he's a good.
He went off injured last night for him. So let's see.
We'll see. He might be there for the rest of the season. He might actually get going. Even though I wanted a great start the last night, but I don't know.
Maybe Varane will go out injured again. You see, that's the other side. But we'll see.
How it goes.
Like you say, Lindelof's contract is up this summer.
Yeah, at least Phil Jones is out the door this summer, so
along with Phil Jones,
sit back on.
Harry Maguire's is got another year left in it, so he should be there next year to fight for his place to see if he can get another contract. So
maybe he will. Like
he wouldn't know.
He's actually contracted till 25, I think.
It's all about.
So he's like 2 years.
That's what I'm saying. But 2 years even.
Yeah.
So most people we forget very quick if someone's playing really well. Like Rashford now. Look at Rashford now.
And they're all giving up about him last year that he was only concentrating on off the field stuff, and like he's there now. He's one of the better players that England have actually at the moment.
So we'll move away from that game and we'll move on to the
Everton. Look, it's back to the home games, and hopefully we can do it at home. Big crowd behind us, get it going again.
Liverpool and Arsenal, I have to mention it as well. It was 2-2 the weekend at Liverpool. Arsenal got a couple of goals. Liverpool got that late enough-ish equaliser.
Zinchenko got doing to nuts by Trent. Trent a nice footballer, like.
He is like
nice footballer, but just not a right back.
Never. Alright guys, welcome back. We just it's hard to nail this man down sometimes. You get the phone on.
No phones allowed in the
they're-
recording studio.
They're allowed, alright. So yeah, I think we're on Liverpool and Arsenal. We're just finishing up about that. So we'll just move on to rugby. The weekend gone. Firstly, before I start, I've got Sevens stuff covered on the Sevens Guy channel, on this channel with the Sevens Guy myself. That video has gone up there a couple of hours ago. So yeah, give a look at that if you want. Also on the rugby, the weekend gone was the Champions Cup, and it went pretty much as I said it would, in the sense that all home teams won. And
the home advantage is huge at
it's
this
huge,
stage.
like,
With
it's,
the knockout
again, look, not saying anything Dublin in the football Gaelic, but
it is a big thing.
it's
though.
a huge thing.
It
Like,
is.
you can't deny it.
Because like even looking at the teams, like you'd have thought, oh, they might do
Exeter and Stormers.
The Stormers, like
I'm just
that's
coming to
what I
that
was
result
thinking,
now.
like,
Like, 42-17.
You know, that's a big spread.
That's a big spread, like,
Yeah.
for
Exeter
and
good,
Stormers.
like,
Yeah.
but Stormers good too.
Toulon bet the Sharks 54-20. How many times did the Sharks lose 54-20?
Yeah, you don't.
No,
see
it wasn't. There wasn't as much in that game as that scoreline suggests, but
They still concede over 50
look at the
points.
scoreline.
Yeah,
It's there, like.
yeah.
La Rochelle bet the Saracens 2014. I heard Ron O'Gara on Off the Ball earlier talking about it, and he was basically annoyed that they conceded a try, to be honest.
Same good team.
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah.
And he said that the try they conceded was, I think it was a penalty try. It was given by the referee, and he.
Penalty try is still a try though. I don't care what anyone says. That's still a try.
He was
you concede
yeah, of
penalties,
course, but
you
he
know.
was. I think he was kind of. There was a bit of contention with the penalty decision. So
Oh, right,
maybe,
okay,
I don't know.
Delighted for Olsen today, and I see he was starting there at number
right.
6.
Yeah.
I was delighted to see him on.
Yeah.
And our Irish guy to be able to come away from Connacht there and kind of find his career again. He's with one of the biggest clubs in Europe now. You know, it's
Without doubt, one of the biggest clubs in Europe.
Yeah.
They're possibly, is it their third final they could be in a row or something like that? It's pretty big, like. Also, he was talking about their scrum half. He's from New Zealand, a Kerr guy,
okay.
but saying the second best scrum half in the world for him, like.
Who's saying it's one, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That he basically is a back rower playing as a scrum half, but he scored a couple of tries, I think, in that game as well. So.
Who thinks best scrum half? So Dupont.
Yeah, of course. Dupont's the best player. Full stop. No mind scrum half. But yeah, that was the Champions Cup. They're all moving on now to the next rounds, and I think that'll be in our preview. So wait on for that. We'll talk about the semi-finals. From
Yeah.
GA the weekend gone. We had the league final. Limerick beat Kilkenny 220 to 15 points, and we had the championship starting as well. Just two big ones to mention. Roscommon, we saw that game against Mayo. Roscommon showed up defensively. Bravo. I mean, discipline wise, it was as good as I've seen in a long time. I mean,
He's
really,
going well.
really good.
The manager has Roscommon
He
going well.
has
I
him
was delighted
flying
for him that they got their win in the championship, because he obviously was after a good league campaign.
Yeah.
He thought, you know, how this go this year, you know, you're up against me and Galway in the same thing as you.
Yeah.
But not to get their win now, it's nice for them. They're in the semi-final, is it?
Yeah, they're in the semi-final against Galway.
That's it.
Outrageous.
And you've got the other semi-final, a historic win for New York against Leitrim. And they're playing Sligo.
Couple of our own
But this is what I was just going to say.
Min from there. Actually,
Our
did he score
neighbour,
the
our actual
penalty?
neighbour, this I was just coming to,
so
our,
go for
our
it.
neighbour actually, from when we were growing up, one of our neighbours played a bit for Kerry, a small bit. His name is Mike Brosnan. He moved over to New York, had a family over in New York. Two of his kids played for New York. One of them, Mikey Brosnan, his son, scored a winning penalty. They only won 2-0 in penalties, so no penalty was scored by Leitrim. The boys got their couple of penalties. But yeah, no, it was, to be fair, they played in like an all-weather field, and atmosphere looked great there, looked very good. They took some good points, both teams.
Sligo, they're playing the semis, yeah?
Yes, I think they're playing Sligo now in the semi.
Yeah.
And there's trouble about tickets and all this, trying to get, they're trying to get tickets over, trying to get over here, but the cost of tickets is so dear now, and they're just saying there's a bit of trouble with it, but they'll get funding for that, sure.
Oh dear.
They'll get them over here, and they'll get their day over here, and it'll be a semi-final.
The
The
GA need to provide that.
Oh, they do.
They need to provide that. You can't have a team in the competition and not.
Like, there's one team you know, there's
That's
two
insane.
teams outside the country,
Yeah.
one in London, one New York,
Yeah.
because you've so many Irish immigrated
Yeah.
to them parts of the world.
Yeah.
And
You need to
you
look
have
after
to,
them.
of course.
Make them
you
part of the championship. You
Come
can't
on.
have 70,000+ people in Croke Park and tell
No.
them then to go and
do. No, and
because they're not paying any of the players. I know it's an amateur
exactly,
game.
it's an
obviously,
amateur game, and the organisation has nice few quid to have high positions
Yeah.
in it. So surely to God, they can look after a team that's looking to come over maybe once a year if they win. It's their first game winning.
You'd
like,
imagine they could, you know.
come on, like.
So
But delight for New York. Nice to see them get the
Cork
win.
lost to Clare, of course, which has meant that the Munster Championship now you've got Limerick are playing Clare at home in the semi-final. We're not going to go through previewing everyone now, okay? But yeah, Kerry looking.
Kerry, who's a
always
tip
to
in
lose. It's always to lose.
Tip bet Waterford,
It's always to lose.
and they barely bet him really. So it is Kerry's to lose at this stage. But you would know, Clare.
You
But
never know. You never know with either of them, I suppose.
Especially if our main man
You
gets
could
injured.
always say you never know. It is sport.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you're just calling it like
Kerry
Kerry should
should
be able
be-
to get over that.
It's a very, like, for the likes of Tyrone and Galway,
blah, blah,
Mayo,
blah.
and all these
Cavan.
sides, they're looking at that and they're like, I
Stop
wish I
it.
was from Munster.
Yeah, stop it.
Yeah.
Not for the hurling.
No.
MMA, Steve. Gilbert Burns beat Masvidal. I watched that. Masvidal, I think he retired, and I hope he did because he's definitely gotten older. And
I would say actually even both Burns like the younger, but he's not much younger. He
a
just,
couple of years can be big,
they're
but
big.
they're
Yeah,
big at that
they are.
age.
No, they are. Every year
big at that
counts,
age.
man. They're
My God,
massive.
they're big.
But especially at that age, like you say,
Well,
he looked a jaded fighter. You were saying anyway.
Well, he didn't look a jaded. Well, he did a bit. He just looked, yeah,
Older.
yeah. That's
that's
all I
all.
want to say. Like like he still had the attack. Actually,
Uh-huh.
he still was able to put in spots where he was able to do the bursting attacks, but he wasn't able to move the head as quick. He was getting hit. He was getting hit like so. That's not Masvidal.
No, he's
He
a good
doesn't get
boxer
hit.
normally.
He's a good boxer.
Yeah,
very
normally
good,
he's a
like,
good boxer, but
so-
I suppose the speed in there as it was, like, and
reaction
the
times.
aggression and
I think
everything,
it's
like,
reaction times and stuff like that.
Mhm.
He thinks he's there and he thinks he's going to move out of it, and then he's just not.
Getting
And he's just
clipped in.
getting clipped in.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
And that's dangerous in, like, to be
Oh,
fair. Yeah.
after a while, and you see him getting taking quite a few, and he's sticking out the tongue and stuff. It's like
Yeah.
anyway.
So he's retired.
I believe
They
so.
think anyway.
Yeah, I believe so. But if he is, like, whoa,
Great
thanks,
career
thanks for
now.
the memories.
Yeah, good career.
Michael Pereira against Izzy. Izzy knocked him out. I didn't stay up to watch that one actually. I went to bed after the Masvidal one, but got up next morning and saw that. Caught him with the very same kind of shot. He nearly put him down with in the first end of the first round that the bell saved Pereira with in the first fight. But this time he got him, and he got him big time. 3-1, I suppose. You can look at it 1-1 in MMA, 2-0 in kickboxing. So I heard that Pereira's going up 205 now.
Oh yeah.
So I think that might be it, and I think Izzy will be happy it's it.
I was just gonna say, like, for Izzy though, who else is there out there to beat now? In it.
In the top 5 or 6 fighters, he's fought every one of them and
That's
beaten
what
them
I'm
at
saying.
least once.
Yeah.
Duplessis, the South African dude, has gone on a big run, and he's the next guy. But I think he's even 6th. So, but he's calling out for it now, and he's saying like, "I'm the real African," like,
Okay.
and it's
Alright.
it's
Fair
quite.
enough. They have something so Nigeria and Africa. South Africa, is it?
Well, no,
Or
like
is
you were
he-
saying Nigeria, I don't know.
but he's New Zealand.
he's
I know.
located in New Zealand,
Yeah,
like, and
yeah,
that's what your man saying. I'm the real African.
Okay.
You're not African. That's, you know.
Fair enough. It might create a fight.
That's what I'm saying. He's trying to create a fight, and I think it's a good. It's a good.
They
angle
could always
to
go back to Pereira after again. Do you know if they're shocked to fight
I don't
after?
think Pereira's going to make that weight again. I
No.
think he's done with it.
You say.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's what's up. Like,
But even down the road,
I think-
Israel might be done with it, and he might meet him up. the
thank
weight
you. That's where I was going to go. with it.
After
That's
when
where
they're a bit older.
I think that's where.
Yeah.
Well, you'd want to do it soon. Your man Pereira's getting on as well.
Yeah.
Font beat Yanis, the young gun Yanis, who's looking well, but he met his first real top 10 fighter
Mhm.
in Font, who has a lethal jab, and
Yeah.
his jab basically finished the fight.
Mhm.
And it was a very impressive fight by Font. I shouldn't have doubted him. I should have known that Yanis was going to be up against it.
It's just the levels, like in
It's
it.
the levels,
yeah,
but,
there's been different levels. You know the gatekeepers and them things.
Yeah.
Like, you got to break through.
And
certain
with Kevin
levels.
Holland against Ponzinibbio, who
Holland, oh yeah.
Kevin Holland looked huge in that
Yeah,
ring
you were
against
saying
him,
that, he was
and
massive.
he looks a very good welterweight, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think he should stay at welterweight and give that a go, a proper go.
And he kept his mouth shut during the fight. A bit more.
A little
A
bit
bit
more.
more.
But, he's always a bit of crack.
He's
that
funny
one.
though, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good character in it.
So lastly, I'm just going to mention that the baseball preview is coming. So be ready for that. It's coming. It's pending. But
Tampa Rays, by the way. That's all we need to say,
Pending.
really. Tampa Rays 13 and all.
But quickly, golf, the Masters.
Yeah.
Should discuss that a little bit.
Yeah.
Rory missed the cut. Tiger made the cut. He had to move.
He had to withdraw.
With injury. He still made the cut with that kind of an injury. So
Fair one.
Great
Fair
one. And
Shane Lowry didn't do too bad.
Shane Lowry didn't do bad, and John Ram got the win quite handily at the end. Really, I suppose.
Himself, Brooks Koepka going up final day. Brooks Koepka a couple of shots ahead in the final day.
The swing was on.
Very upset with Patrick Cantley.
That's right.
Over his slow play. They were saying they were held up.
I heard
Like, he said after like that Ram went to the toilet 7 times during their 18 holes. Like so.
Right.
He was saying it's just terrible delay and just frustrated him. He couldn't wait to get off the course, like basically. So he was happy enough, I'd say, to finish second and just get over there.
Yeah.
But obviously, he's a fighter. He's loved
It's
to
good to
finish
see
first.
Ram.
Oh, it is.
Another Spaniard since the other
Three,
was it?
Seve, Jose Maria,
And Sergio.
and Sergio. So there's the three of them.
Yeah.
It's great because they have good tradition there.
They
at the
did
Masters.
tradition. We remember watching Jose Ramiro Ozatables
I think
winning
that
his
was
second
on,
one. Was it his second one?
No, it was
yeah,
first,
it was.
I
It was
think.
his second.
Was
I
it?
believe. Yeah, maybe.
I think it was first one.
Probably his first.
I think it was. It was after Mark O'Meara in a way in 98.
In 98, Mark O'Meara.
And then
99.
Yeah, that was
I
the
think
first
so.
time we'd seen the Masters.
Yeah, but it was good to see him winning it and being part of that group. And you wouldn't know John Ram could win a couple.
Oh, no problem at all. He's got all.
He's
the
got
things.
that trick shot as well. If you want to check it up on YouTube, the
the
one
hole
over,
one.
the hole over the water.
That's right. Yeah.
That is. Yeah, check it up if you want to see it. It skips over the water and just lays up.
Like it's skipping a stone
Yeah.
over the water, very same. It
Yeah.
just goes up the back and crawls right down. Probably a lot of people have seen that if you're on the internet. So.
Surely, yeah. If you're probably watching this, you've seen
sports
that.
and you're
Right.
watching the internet.
That is pretty much it from us.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll let you go, and until the preview, guys. Talk to you soon.
All right. Take care, lads.
Be good.